Now at 6, after a suspected mass overdose downtown, there's a push to help Hoosiers overcome addiction. We'll tell you how one man's using his own experience to encourage recovery.
And did you like the weather today? If you did, you're going to love this forecast. We're going to let you know how much more warmth is headed right here into Indiana.
And hundreds rally at the State House today to support women's rights. Their message to women still in this fight. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. Metro Police tonight still looking for answers after 6 people overdosed on the same drug at the same time in downtown Indy. This is a look at the scene from yesterday afternoon near Washington and Alabama streets. Well, tonight, a man who overcame his own addiction is now hoping to help more people recover. Our Anna Chalker shares his efforts downtown.
For some, Washington and Alabama streets downtown is part of an everyday commute. But Friday afternoon, that traffic was stopped for police to investigate a crime scene.
It wasn't a great feeling at all.
According to Metro Police, an analyst with the Real-Time Crime Center, where police monitor live feeds from cameras around the city, saw 3 people lying in a parking lot. When medics got on scene, they found 3 more people who had overdosed. Investigators believe all 6 overdosed on a drug called spice.
Unfortunately, our unhoused neighbors are particularly vulnerable to this kind of narcotics and this kind of dealing.
That's why Anthony Ventura spends almost every day in the area. He walked a similar journey as the ones who overdosed Friday.
I made it out, and I know what it takes to get out of there, so I want to reach back and help other people get out of there.
A few months ago, Ventura started the Big Homie Foundation, where he brings food, clothing, and necessities specifically to this intersection. And he says he wants to help the people in this area because you may not see a need when you just pass by.
Of course you can.
How can I help you? What's your name? How are you feeling? Because once those walls come down, so many things can be accomplished.
Ventura says while the 6 people are recovering, he encourages the community to not look past them.
This could be you or me. There's been plenty of people, once I post the videos, they're like, that's my uncle, that's my cousin, or that's my mom, you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine if that was mine, that I would want to get out there.
And he hopes the city creates more ways to help those in need. In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
At last check, 5 of the victims are still in the hospital tonight. We have reached out to police for updates on the investigation. Of course, we'll share those when we get them on WTHR.com. New tonight, a former IMPD officer is back in jail facing a new felony charge, this time in Hancock County. The Hancock County Sheriff tells us Shane Decker was arrested Friday for voyeurism. He was released, is now out on bond. Prosecutors say the charge stems from new evidence dating back to October of 2018. Court documents show Decker allegedly used his department-issued body cam to record sexual encounters with multiple women without their permission. He faces 8 other charges accused of similar crimes here in Indianapolis. Decker will be back in court in late April. It is 6:03 on your Saturday. We want to give you a live look at downtown Indianapolis because it looks nice, doesn't it? A sunny Saturday. Really, we enjoyed a gorgeous day today. And this is just the start. Matt's talking a major warm-up over the next few days.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking 50s or 60s.
No.
70s?
A couple.
Okay.
Yes. Those will be probably later in the week. It takes a while to get there, but even today felt a lot better.
It really did.
Right?
And that sunshine was just like food for the soul.
We needed it big time.
We did.
I think we're going to be feasting here the next couple of days, Jenny, with lots more sunshine on the way. Before we get into that, speaking of the sun, of course, we've got daylight saving time tonight. We jump ahead, right? Here are our new sunrise and sunset times, not just here in central Indiana, but across the whole state. Now remember, not everyone is in Eastern time. Our friends in Northwest Indiana, Central, Southwest Indiana, Central as well. Our sunrises do get a little bit later again. Everything goes later. So just after 8 o'clock or so for Indianapolis, right there next to 8 o'clock for Eastern Indiana. Our sunset's also getting a lot later too. So we're just adjusting everything by an hour. 7:45 will be the new sunset time for Indianapolis starting tomorrow, but we are still gaining, about 2.5 minutes of daylight every single day. So here in just about 10 days, our sunsets will be after 8 o'clock. It was a beautiful day today across central Indiana. Still lots of sun out there. Temperatures mainly in the 40s, but coming up, we're going to let you know how much warmer, Jenny, things are about to get.
All right, Matt, see you in a few. Thank you. On this International Women's Day, hundreds of people gathered in downtown Indianapolis, sharing the importance of women's rights. And some of them tell our Marina Silva this fight started decades ago and still continues today.
Hundreds of women's rights activists came here to the Indiana state capitol in order to make sure their voices are heard. Signs, chanting, and speakers. Those were just some of what you saw at the Indiana State Capitol Saturday afternoon. It was a chance for women and supporters to come together. They want the world to know women are still fighting every day. For some women, this was not their first rally, but took today to celebrate the women in their lives.
What one of the speakers said. She said that advocacy can be very lonely. You can often feel unsupported and just alone in that process. And whenever she was saying that, I almost grabbed onto her because I've never felt that way. My best friends support me, and I get to have that community of girlhood and womanhood, and to continue that strength that we have had for centuries, whether it be invisible or visible, is so important to me to continue.
One common theme between all of the women I talked to, they're not only fighting for themselves, but for the future of the little girls in their lives. Reporting in Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
We have an update tonight on the lawsuit claiming Bishop Loors High School in Fort Wayne covered up child exploitation. Our NBC affiliate in Fort Wayne is reporting 3 new plaintiffs have been added to that lawsuit. Now, we reported back in January, families of several female students filed a lawsuit in Marion County. They accused the Archdiocese and school leaders of failing to report pornographic videos created and sent out by classmates. Tonight, some Indianapolis parents are already planning ahead for summer break. IPS teamed up with KIPP Indy for a free resource fair. Parents could learn about a whole range of summer programs. Nearly 40 organizations shared info about summer camps, internships, even job opportunities. IPS leaders say it's never too early to make sure kids have something to do over the summer.
It was just great to combine resources and forces and efforts and just show that community can come together, because it truly takes all of us.
And if you weren't able to make it out today, don't worry. IPS says all the information from the resource fair is also online, and we have the link for you right now on WTHR.com. Oh, it was quite the early morning for folks running in the 6-miler of the 500 Festival Miler Series. This is the second of 3 races designed to get runners prepped for the mini marathon. Hundreds took off from the start line today. There you see them going. This is at Fowling Warehouse. Race organizers say they're all getting closer to crossing that big finish line in May.
It's great to see them tackling those goals, setting things in their sights, and then coming out and actually doing it and accomplishing it and checking it off their list.
Next up in the series is the 10-miler. Online registration is closed, but you can still sign up for the 10-miler in person. That's on April 5th. The mini is set for Saturday, May 3rd. Student inventors from all across our state showed off their school's skills today at the Invention Convention State Finals. 30 young innovators advanced from regional qualifying events. Each student came up with their own project to be judged. Other kids had the chance to build with Legos and robotics. The top Hoosier inventors today move on to the national competition. That's in June in Michigan. Still ahead tonight, farmers split on tariffs, the different perspectives on how President Trump's economic plan will impact their livelihoods. But first, another spike in measles cases. Why doctors say everyone should take this outbreak seriously.